Tá. É isso aqui mesmo que eu tenho que ver? É nesse momento ou ver tudo? Ver os itens também? Tá, tá aqui então. Tá. Vocês me dão um tempinho pra meditar, porque eu vou ficar puto, provavelmente. Deixa eu me concentrar aqui. Toda a calma do mundo, toda a paz, tudo de bom na vida. Apenas coisas boas.
Systems, like items, runes, and the elemental rift. Let's start with our plans for items. While some champions and classes have lots of build options, we've still got others that feel like they've got a mythic or legendary that really speaks to them. So we're going to be adding some new items and tweaking some others. This will include 2 new mythic items. The first one is a support tank item, perfect for champions that want to get aggressive and charge into the middle of the fight.
Suporte não tá forte o suficiente não.
When you immobilize an enemy champion, all nearby enemies will take increased damage from your team for a short period of time.
Tá bom, Leona não tá roubado o suficiente não.
For mages, who are looking for a little more survivability. It grants damage reduction that lingers for a few seconds after you get hit, and while the protection holds, you'll also get ability haste. We think it'll be particularly good for longer range mages who need a mythic that helps them survive a dive rather than pile on extra damage. When we updated League's item system,
Eu quero ver você me matar agora, seu Talon, filho da puta. Irelia desgraçada. Quando eu tiver de Vex com item que sobrevive. Como é que tu vai me matar agora? Me diga, seu desgraçado. Caixa, vindo da puta que pariu. Olha o dano disso aqui, velho. Mano, tem um item que dá passiva do Malzahar agora, cara. Espero que os status sejam bons, pelo menos. Vai morrer do mesmo jeito? De Vex? Vou nunca.
When we updated League's item system, we wanted to give every champion strategic choices in every game. We still think that's the right goal for Mythics, but our thinking has changed when it comes to legendary items. We think it's okay if some champions build the same legendary in most games, if it's a perfect fit. But we also want you to have plenty of options, which is why we're improving legendaries for mages, assassins, and tanks. For example, assassins can look forward to a new legendary item that gives ability haste, and also refunds a portion of their ultimate's cooldown with enemy takedowns.
Nossa, que
Tanks
perigo
that
isso.
can never get enough mana will be happy with a new legendary item that grants bonus health based on total mana, and also burn some of it to create a shield whenever they immobilize an enemy. And finally, mages who are tired of being denied their hard-earned kills can rejoice. They'll be receiving a new legendary that grants magic pen against recently shielded enemies. As for runes,
porra, mas a gente só vai dar dano em shield com AP, mano. O 12H deu sub e eu não vi, mano. Obrigado pelo sub. Vai ser mítico, mano. O quebra-shield de mage.
there are some good targeted changes we need to make. Most of all, we feel the Inspiration Tree's identity has been pretty unclear, and we'd like to broaden its keystone use cases. For example, we're reworking Glacial Augment to double down on its fantasy of slowing down enemies. We are also making some modifications to Lethal Tempo to lean into its attack speed fantasy and give it a more distinct use case in the Precision Tree. Up next are bounties. Champion bounties give teams who are behind a way to get back into the game without being a straight shot to victory. And this year, we're adding a second way for teams to try and make a comeback. Objective bounties will work like champion bounties, except you cash them in by taking map objectives, like towers or Baron. Slowly when the enemy team lead
Mateusão 13, obrigado pelo sub.
grows, and the bounty is shared with your whole team,
Tamo
regardless
junto.
of who claimed it.
Pera aí.
Take those
O que é?
objectives, like towers or Baron. They ramp up slowly when the enemy team lead grows, and the bounty is shared with your whole team, regardless of who claimed it. Taking objectives really is the best way to come back when you're behind, so we want to help make that a clearer and more rewarding strategy. That said, if a team is really far ahead, objective bounties won't change that. Being the better team should always get you a win. Really far ahead, objective bounties won't change that. Being the better team should always get you a win. So we'll be watching the new bounty system closely to keep things in check.
Meu Deus, isso aqui vai dar um problema, cara. Isso aqui vai dar um problema. Vai dar um problema isso. Meu Deus do céu. Vai dar um problema.
Finally, let's talk about our biggest addition this preseason, dragons. We really like how each dragon creates unique terrain, grants powerful buffs, and adds more strategy to the mid and late game. So this preseason, we're adding 2 more. Up first is the Hextech Dragon. When your team defeats it, you'll all gain additional ability haste and attack speed. And if you claim the soul, you'll receive a chain slow that works kind of like Static Shiv's passive. When this dragon takes over the rift, it creates Hextech gates that can transport you to set locations across the map. The second dragon joining the party is Hextech. Hextech's darker sibling, the Chemtech Drake. When you slay it, your team will deal increased damage when your HP is low, letting you turn around those close team fights. This Dragon Soul provides a second chance at life. Well, sort of. When you die, you'll enter a zombie state, where you can still cast abilities and continue fighting.
Que?
You'd normally be looking at a grace.
Não. Acabou a stream. Eu não quero mais. Eu me recuso a participar. Eu me recuso a participar nesse estado do League of Legends. Essa stream acaba aqui e nós estamos fora do League of Legends para sempre. Como? Eles colocam... É a ult antiga do Mordekaiser, cara.
Screen. And when the Chemtech Dragon putrefies the map, it creates camouflage zones in fixed locations. These dragons might seem more impactful than the current ones, and, well, they are. Our goal is to add more unique encounters and meaningful strategy to the mid and late game. That said,
Que meaningful strategy, filho da puta? Que meaningful strategy? Se o cara pegar uma comp que pega Dragon, eu perdi o jogo, porra! E se não vier a porra do Dragon, eu perdi.
These are some pretty big changes, and we're ready to adjust if they're making too much, too little of an impact. You can expect to see all of these changes on PBE in a couple of weeks, and we'll be looking for your feedback in the months ahead.
Agora vão ser 6 Dragons de RNG? Não. Não. Pode parar. Tem limite. Tem limite e passou de todos. Só digo isso. Comunicação da Red